The one thing that I can relate music to film is that when you finish a good take, when you get that moment, like when you have a take of a song and you're in the studio, when you end, you don't really know what just happened. And it's like, wow, that was good.
My name is Adam Gaynor, and after selling 25 million records as a former original member of the band Matchbox 20, I decided to come to Hollywood and open an entertainment company called Creationville. I've shot reality TV sizzles, animation shorts, and even manufactured plush toys overseas. But when it was time to launch the company, I needed help. So I called in a few friends to help us all navigate Hollywood. This is Creationville.
Adam sent me an MP3 of his next solo guitar project.
This doesn't sound right.
This is the drummer producing.
I think we have to call NASA right now. I'm really lost control of the show.
What's the last thing the drummer said in his original band? Hey guys, why don't we try one of my songs?
And synchronization in 3, 2, 1. And Randy forgot his cue. Randy forgot. Thank you very much. Welcome to the show.
He's looking.
Wow! Wow! We took a couple weeks off because Randy has a job and he has to tour around the planet. So hold on to the guests. Hold on to the guests.
This is good.
No, this is not good. We missed our applause. We missed everything about the show that was important. We didn't have an intro theme. Randy took the night off. Perfect. So welcome, guys. Welcome back to the vodcast. I'm Adam Gaynor, your host.
Can't take you seriously.
You guys know that Randy...
Vibes cast.
Yeah, Randy the cook. You don't know our guest yet, but he's here. He's been he's been the second most present off the camera guest that we've had. I like him though. I really like him.
I like him.
I didn't like the pre-show part because it was really against me, but I liked our guest. Randy Cook.
Woo.
Played with such people. Every week I do this. Big Jagger, Keith. No, that's not.
Oh my God.
Let's not go there.
Wow.
If they haven't seen the first 5.
You dropped something.
3 days of names.
Yeah.
Of demos once. Okay, yeah.
Randy just flew in from Finland. You were doing a Finnish coffee tour?
I'm not doing
He
any
was
of that.
finishing a tour.
I love that. That's our guest, by the way, everybody. You're going to meet our guest, athletic, handsome, boyishly charming. That's our guest. So, man, we've had a little break. Everybody at home, you're just going to see this in succession.
So good.
But I feel like my hair has grown a lot since the last podcast.
And you look thinner.
You know, I'm not going to get a sponsor, but maybe in the next episode, I'll tell everybody what I've been doing with my health. Randy. Because if I say the word, then I'm going to get a sponsorship, which I want.
All right, don't say the word.
Them as
don't say the word.
Because you eat s'mores and gravy, and I lost 11 pounds.
Don't say the
word. S'mores and gravy, literally. I lost 11 pounds.
Crates of it showing up tomorrow.
Yeah. So, you guys, I'm so excited to have our first guest tonight.
Wow.
This is a big deal.
It is.
This is kind of it's a little bit of like rock royalty.
Yeah.
Rock royalty lineage.
Yep.
It's rock royalty. No, that's not how we greet rock royalty.
Okay.
But I'm very excited to have this dude. We had a 25-minute pre-show pre-roll.
And it was fun.
Super fun. Fun for you guys, not fun for me. I'd like to get into the show deeply, and I mean deeply emotionally today.
Do it.
So I'm going to introduce our dude, our guy.
Love it.
Who is, first of all, my new best friend. You might not admit that.
Love it.
An amazing independent, I would like to say independent singer-songwriter, but I think he's a little bit more important than independent singer-songwriter.
I agree.
Because he's the coolest dude in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
He's the coolest dude, third coolest dude on planet Earth, and I don't know the other two, but I want to keep him reaching.
He's huge in Van Nuys.
I don't want to say he's,
style.
I don't want to say he's the best. Let him fight to be the best. But
like
he's
a true conservative.
best.
Yeah, but he's our new friend, and he's going to be an amazing guest for us.
Yes.
This is thanks to our buddy Randy Singer. Randy Singer. Oh my God, I have no.
Oh my God. Wow.
I know a harmonica player in
That's my
Miami.
weekend name.
If you guys Google Randy Singer, he's an amazing harpist.
When he was playing with the Eagles, that was
I
his.
just did that earlier. It's really funny if you
His
Google
pen
Randy
name.
Singer. He's like, oh, I'm so,
great.
I don't know what's wrong with me. We're all a little off today.
A little high. I feel like I smoked something when I haven't.
I think it's this. We don't put enough oxygen in the studio.
Is there-
We're actually joking.
or maybe there's a little too much.
But ladies and gentlemen, my favorite athlete, independent singer-songwriter, and my new best friend, please, a warm welcome for Chris Stills. Chris Stills.
Oh, thank you.
Here he is.
Hi.
There he is.
Hey, what's up?
Amazing.
Chris Stills. Wow. This is I'm excited to have you here. We need to get control of the show, you guys, with the
Yeah,
giggles.
total control.
Calm down.
Total
this is a
control.
non-fun show.
Love it.
How's Monroe? We don't have a
We gotta
Roby
be
cam.
serious.
She's itching in the background. I hope she's doing okay.
Yeah.
Chris, first of all, since we really have had no serious time, I want to thank you for coming down.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for letting me.
Thank you for showing up.
Thank you for being here.
Okay.
When he showed up.
And I am
time.
just very. Oh, this is going to be a bad one. I can feel we're going to reshoot this one tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me have a sip of my. Oh, new Creationville mugs are in. The new Creationville mugs. We're back in action. We've had 14. I'm not going to say the company that made the Creationville mugs, but I will say that they screwed up 3 times, and I had to have 60 free samples.
Yes.
Literally,
That's awesome.
A truckload of mugs that.
like defects in
Yeah,
a lot of
defect
ways.
mugs.
In a lot of ways.
But you're gonna get the good one.
So, Chris, let me ask you a question.
I actually kind of want the bad one.
Yeah, I
At
have
this
some bad
point,
ones.
I know.
You can
I'm
have
just a little
3.
bit more unique, you know.
Everybody gets
like
9.
it's got a
Collector's
story,
items.
you know. It's got a bit of a.
A lot of people don't know
Less generic.
when they do the Creationville podcast, you get a gift bag of mugs, coasters,
I've heard of
and a
this
toy,
gift bag.
which is why people come down. What's going on with you growing up France and the U.S.? What's the story behind? I don't even know the story behind it.
The story is that I have an American father and I have a French mother.
Oh my gosh!
And the way I like to say it, a very French mother.
Do we love them both?
We do.
Okay, good.
Very much.
Some people don't.
Well,
I'm glad you did.
that's. Yep. No. Actually,
Cool.
I could think of a couple people that don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but don't love your parents, don't love theirs.
Right. Yes.
Because that'd be
This is
weird
true.
if they didn't specifically like yours.
This is true. No, but there are a couple who specifically do not like my parents.
Oh
Really?
my lord.
Do you want to mention them by name? Maybe not.
No, don't do that.
No,
Let's not do that.
let's not.
So did you?
Stay positive.
Yeah, I'm a very negative person.
Yeah.
I'd like negative Adam.
Oddly.
Let me ask you this: when you were in France, you spent like half your life, or like no, what, an hour?
I spent junior high and high school was the longest stint, and then a lot of back and forth.
Did you pick up any musical stylings when you were over there?
No, the French music, I kind
Different.
of skipped it and went to like AC/DC, Rolling Stones, and
You went right to the roots.
I went to an American school.
Yeah. As some of
Simple.
you may or may not know, do you mind if I just give a prop to your family and all this? So Chris's dad is. I mean, this is about you, by the way. But I always plug, affiliations.
You're the guest.
Yeah.
I'm
You
the
are-
guest.
You are the guest.
Uh-huh.
Chris's dad was Steven Stills. I believe.
Is
You know what's weird
What a
about the show?
jerk.
It's so off.
right?
Oh my
This
God, how
show
weird.
is
Tomorrow
so
online. Oh my God.
I think I've blushed 4 times during the taping of the show. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and you know what? Sometimes young.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, so it's Crosby, Stills, Nash, sometimes young.
Do you know what they're called when I play with them? Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Younger.
Oh, that's
Why wouldn't
good,
it be
actually.
Crosby,
Pretty
Stills, Stills, Nash? No?
good. True.
Well, as you
He
know,
does have a
Stills was
point.
taken.
Still squared.
Yeah, Stills.
Yeah.
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Stills.
Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young, and Younger.
And Stills, yeah.
Prettier,
What-
more athletic.
Apparently. I didn't even know that about you.
No, I know.
What am I learning today?
Before we get deep into Chris's life,
This was not my choice.
before we get, I really don't like the bullying. This is complete bullying. Before we get into Chris's life, which is the 3/4 part of the show, well, the quarter mark. Then we go. It's a time thing. Give me the best story growing up with Dad. Craziest person in your house that I'd be blown away by. Was there everybody in your house?
The housekeeper.
What was her name?
Her name was Connie.
What was her story?
Her story was she was Scottish.
Oh.
And she used to tell us stories about her sister raising a baby and it was teething.
A
And
baby.
they said and it was crying all the time. And it's
good
just give the thing a wee bit of whiskey. Give it a little wee shot of whiskey.
Old school.
So she came home and she says, I came home and the baby was completely drunk. And then he said, what did you do? You know, and they're like, I gave it a shot. And then they pulled out this giant shot glass. This is like, I met a thimble, a baby shot.
Nice.
How'd the baby grow up?
He didn't. It stunted his growth.
That's not good. This is so I have to get this out of my system. So in your family's house, Jimi Hendrix ever?
Not when I was around.
Okay. Well, I need a celebrity star effer. I call it star. I can't say the word online, but I want one.
You kind of just did.
What, did I say it?
Yeah.
Star. Is there anybody that I think is the coolest thing in the world to be gallivanting with you in your diapers?
There was a good. I think my first. I remember being at a party.
Yeah.
One of the parties.
Thank you for playing along.
And I remember running down the hall, chasing all these other kids.
Yeah.
And I remember passing this room and I stopped dead in my tracks, and the party was really in this room. Everybody was in there. And I watched all the kids run down the hallway, and I was just kind of transfixed. And on the floor next to this fireplace was this super hot blonde chick dressed in like this black lacy thing.
Don't say Marilyn Monroe.
And
how old were you?
And I think I was like 6
This morning.
There was this black guy with a big fro talking to her, and there were all these people, and that's where I wanted to go play.
Sure.
All the kids were going to the bedroom with the toys. I was like, guys, this is the spot. And I later found out that girl was Stevie Nicks.
Oh, I love
And I remember she was on this. I remember very vividly. I know she was on. There was a white shag carpet.
Just
And
laying there.
I think I gotta admit, honestly, guys, I think it was my first
crush.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That moment as a kid, you're like, I like
I think
girls.
a bit more than a crush.
Yeah.
I think
Realization
there
of
was
attraction.
there was an attraction, and there was sort of, let's say, I'll just call it like I grew in that moment.
Right.
A little bit, like things became
I get
larger.
it.
Your first election.
Yeah, but yes, I was electing to try and get everybody to go in that room.
My moment of awareness was a bad one, because when I was, I don't know if people know out there, but I'm Jewish. And I was bar mitzvah, which is whatever happens when you're Jewish. And for my 13th birthday, my bar mitzvah, to become a man in the Jewish tradition, my uncle, he's passed, so I can say bad things about him. He's not my real uncle biologically. He was my parents' best friend. He got me a subscription to Playboy at 13 years old.
That I want to meet. I can't wait to meet when I die and go to heaven, because that's where your
Uncle Bob.
Uncle Bob is.
And
obviously, after that one, I want to meet him.
And not
I can't
only
wait
did
to
I
meet him.
love Uncle Bob, but he also might have ruined my life too. Because it's a great thing, and it's a crazy thing.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to
13-year-old.
disagree with you there. I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I don't think Playboy ruined anybody's life. I think Playboy enhanced things.
I
It
only
made
read the
things
articles.
exciting,
I
didn't it?
only read the articles.
Don't you think?
What
Yeah,
else
that's
is
what I'm
in
talking
there?
about. The articles. They
But
were
what else
very
is in there?
in-depth interviews with politicians.
Absolutely.
They were like the most. That's where you went.
Yeah.
So Chris Rock, here's the deal. So you no, it's Ad Rock, Chris Rock, and Randy Rock.
And Randy Rock.
And Randy Rocks.
Oh.
So
These are our porn names.
so we do. So
On the
let's
weekend.
tell the peeps out there.
Uh-huh.
I think it's my dad who watches this podcast. Let's tell him what. Are we gonna have an audience?
No,
'Cause this
I
is
love
it, right? We just
I
take
love
this
it.
home. We take this home and we just watch it. So we'll call you when
With your dad.
Yeah.
With your dad. I can't wait
We'll call you when we watch
right.
this episode.
Hello, Mr. Gaynor.
Yeah.
How are you?
He's like, wait, you're not invited. You're
Wait,
like,
sorry, who's this guy? I said, no, you're not allowed to bring the invites
Yeah.
over.
So, Dad, well,
the guests are not welcome.
we should
here.
probably bring Chris in when we do the screening. And that's me, him, and our housekeeper. Because we have one as well.
Give me a good story. Come on.
Yeah. So you do like, I want to get into a little bit about your daily. Like, this is an educational show. Unlike the first 7 minutes of your guys' banter, we actually sometimes get down to business. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm very uncomfortable today with you two. I have never felt so out of control. And I mean mentally and physically, like I'm not myself. So I'd like to get serious.
That's my foot under the table.
Okay, we're going to get into it's real life, it's real talk. Let's get real. I'm going to ask you 5 things. Now, this could be between 3 and 97 questions, Chris, depending upon how long your answers are.
Right.
Okay.
So, and I'll cut you off if it gets a little too wicked. So
maybe a theme while you do that.
Yeah. Okay. No, I don't. What happened to the other music that I liked?
You mean the song that you wrote?
No, I've heard the Batman.
Would we like
Let's do it.
to hear that?
All right. That's a little better.
Well, that's good.
And
Dude,
the
this is good
cues-
stuff. This is. I think I heard this song when I was partying in Ibiza. Yeah.
I know a lady.
This was a big one.
I know a lady who's watching this. And
Hello,
you guys
lady.
could be- so, lady who's watching this. Her first initial is S.
No, lady. Okay,
She
lady.
was with, who's the guy? My poor brain, he's going to get mad too. The guy, I met a girl in Ibiza. Vinci, I was cool. What's his name?
Yep.
What's his name?
Met a girl in Ibiza and thought she was cool.
Yeah. Why am I? Oh, this is not good.
Yeah, no.
He's going to
Awful.
see this.
Awful.
She was with him when he wrote that song.
That one.
In Ibiza.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. So that was the worst segue. So that's the song that I missed. But the cues are supposed to come during It's Real Life, It's Real Talk,
I know.
Let's Get Real.
But you just said it. It's perfect.
5 questions between 3 and 97.
Okay.
Real questions. So look, you're a touring musician. Let's go into the road for a second.
Okay.
Okay. So my question is, touring musician, being this is an educational show when Randy's on point, I want you to tell the people what it's like to be a touring musician. Like there's an amount of work, disorientation, exhaustion. It's not just parties, but going to a different city every day, traveling. It's like a crazy lifestyle. It's not just glory. So for the kids at home, we have Hollywood people that watch the show. We have independent singer-songwriters, people who haven't been blessed like you or like Randy or like me to go on the road, tour some shows. It's a tough life, right? It's like, it can be tough.
It's not easy. It is a very monotonous, repetitive lifestyle with lots of free time. And somewhere between going down the highway 100 miles an hour in a van and rolling down the window and what's really happening in my brain when I wake up, it's something like this.
What is that? What does that represent?
This is the wind and the when you open the window, and this is my brain. When I wake up, it's just like, okay, hey, Chris. Yes.
Oh, wow, that was cool.
That was awesome.
That was kind of trippy. For the podsters, not the vodsters, but the podsters, they're going to appreciate the little sensory
the little
input.
thing, the little sensory
Chris,
thing.
when you're, can I just
please
jam in and say on the road, there's always going to be 4 or 5 hours when you wake up, maybe before you've got to go to a sound check or a gig. Are you the guy that walks around and goes wandering? Are you the guy that just watches TV? Do you write?
Yeah, it depends. I've done all of the above, and it depends. The walking around is rarely me who inspires it. Really, one of the other guys will go, Chris, I know the place. Let's go. I'm like, okay. And if that doesn't happen, I stay in my hotel room. I don't watch TV. And blackout curtains.
Sure.
There's always that moment. You'll appreciate this. And I used to have these talks with of all people, Lee Sklar.
Right.
We joke about this, and there was always the crack, the curtain that will not go all the way.
I
and
know
there
the
was,
Lee Sklar
there
trick.
Was so like we travel with a roll of gaffer tape.
Dude, I bring painter's tape.
Yeah.
Painter's tape for real. I was about to interrupt you and say that. It's true. Do you do that?
No, gaffer. And painter's tape is not strong enough. I need gaffer
my painter's tape's great.
because
Thank you.
that stuff, it's like, because that little crack was the end of me.
Yeah.
Of course.
Lee Sklar had a cooler one when you didn't have tape. Lee told me that.
Yeah, what was it?
He would take, there's always 2 kinds of hangers in a hotel room.
Yeah.
There's a hanger, standard hanger, wooden hanger. Then there's a hanger that you typically would hang pant legs from. And they have little,
Oh, yeah. The clippers.
Pressy clipper, clippy on things.
Clips.
So he would take that and clip the curtains together, fold them together.
But what about the sides is what we're worried about. We're worried
this
about
is genius.
But aren't we worried about
this
the
is
sides?
MacGyver stuff.
And I've used
MacGyver
that.
shit on the road.
Thank you, Lee Sklar. We love you.
Yeah, we love
You're
you.
a brilliant musician. But also, thank you for the road tip. Yeah.
I don't think that helps the sides is what I worry about. The
No, but
sides are
he
the
was
ones that don't
talking about
shut.
the middle.
No,
though,
were you?
But no, because the sides, usually the curtains overlap.
I don't know.
The side. It's the middle, and it never works.
It is the middle.
I've taken
No,
the
not at the Super
big
8s.
chair, and
No.
I've put it, I've moved
Yeah.
it with all my might,
Yeah.
picked it up.
Yeah.
Over the coffee table and get down,
Yeah.
close
Just
you
to hold
carpet.
them in place.
You got it, and then I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep.
So, and by the way, because I want also the kids to know that it's not, it sounded very negative when I said it's exhausting, but we're also super blessed to have been able to do
No. Well,
what we love.
it's a 10-hour day with an hour of greatness in it.
Yeah.
Really, honestly.
What's weird, and I'd like to jump in once in a while. My name's Adam Gaynor. Nice to meet you guys out there. What's funny is in my he changed my cue.
Damn it.
I just like to hit his buttons. So when I toured, none of that internet ish, because I'm an old guy.
Right.
And none of that. The texting on the phones was the three. You had to, the Nokia phones, you had to press 3 times to get one letter.
I used to get so good at that. I was
yeah.
a whiz. It would I was like, oh my God, I am.
But can I say this? I was never bored in 10 years of touring. I don't know how that is.
Yeah.
I was never bored.
No, the cable TV was a thing. They had the pay-per-view, which we all just blew wads of cash on, and
But not that other channel.
Not that. What other channel?
That's what I'm saying. Not that other.
I don't know what you're
I don't
talking
know what
about.
you're saying.
No clue.
I once
Other
had
channel.
I once in 10 years of touring, there was 1,000 mistaken charges of that channel. So tell me this: you're going to be doing a concert in Lisbon on April 25th, right? We got a little thing called the Planeteers World Gathering. Correct?
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Tell me a little bit about what's happening.
Okay, so they have this conference that's it's a new thing. They're basically Lisbon is going to be the first city who's been recognized by the European Commission as a first leader in what they're trying to do is green cities, and trying to do improve the environment and sort of meet the Paris Accords and all that stuff. They've so different hat for me. On the side note, from the music and the sometimes acting is I like to help the world, and I like to do things that I. Thank you very much. Yes, great.
Super noble.
It
Yeah.
is very nice. Giving back.
There was a time in my life where I was like, this just kind of happens. It happens later for some people, earlier for others. But there's a time where you realize, like, hey, I have one life to live, and during this time on Earth, I'm gonna do what I can to give back in a way.
Good
Sometimes do this, do that. Yep. So we do this thing for Autism Speaks for autism, but then and that's where it all started. But I basically started working for this company that this guy invented a hydrogen battery that runs cold with no pressure. And what we're trying to do is I'm trying to put it in. We basically, I've seen it works,
right.
and it's great, and it's been tested, and we did our first show with it the other day.
I've seen it. I've seen it in action too.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, bro.
And so basically, what I want to do is get rid of power outdoor festivals with this stuff, and so
how close are you guys to is it still in development?
Yeah, it's a startup,
it's
going to take a minute, but
the fact that you're involved in that is pretty amazing.
But yeah, it's cool. It's like I was working on another project with my friend Reza, and it was putting drones over Africa and around the world to help fight environmental crime. But it was military drones. Right. With military hardware, military personnel, and military tactics. It's just instead of
what is it? What's
searching for terrorists, we're finding poachers.
Dude, what's your background?
Illegal logging and illegal fishing. And
where did you go to school?
I went to Paris in high school, but my grandparents were resistance in World War II. Yeah. On my French side, my grandfather, he helped co-write he was part of one of the guys who wrote the UN Charter. He was the mayor of the 13th arrondissement, and I don't know, I grew up in this sort of dignitary kind of ish world, and there was always this service thing. I used to go light the flame underneath the Arc de Triomphe in Paris for the fallen soldiers, and my grandfather. Anyway,
that's so cool.
Yeah,
you have this little science thing though about you as well. So that's
this is just about service. Really,
yeah.
It's just about service. At the end of the day, it's about how you help the people
planet,
around you, or the planet.
Yeah.
For me, is the planet, and the scientific part of it is random. I mean, I met this guy I was doing a speakeasy after party in the Savannah Film Festival, right?
Right.
And I'm working on this project, and the girl who kind of produced this show, was also working with this guy who invented the battery. And she's like, "Yeah, I got this drone," and she's like, "Oh my God, you gotta meet Nick. He's got this hydrogen thing. Maybe you could, I don't know, here."
Amazing.
And I'm like 5 glasses of wine in, like getting prepping for the show that's after.
Sure.
And we were out with Angela McCluskey and and Joseph Arthur. I mean, a crew. My God, we had a good time.
Nice.
But we and then I get on the phone, and he thinks I'm a scientist and he starts talking to me in this jargon. And he's
Just
like,
launching into the
molecules and this,
right.
and then like I'm a musician. And he goes, "Oh, I used to be a drummer." And then he spoke in layman's terms and explained to me what he did, and I was like, "Oh my God, like I get it.
Yeah.
I think we should take this and make it bigger and power outdoor festivals so we can get rid of
That's
diesel
kind of crazy,
generators."
man. That's amazing.
So
applause to you for that one more time. Thank you. I have another question. I'm moving on.
Yeah.
You know, it's a
Yeah, we
30-minute
only have-
show.
yeah,
I got to
yeah,
move.
yeah. I
I got to
know.
move, man.
Sorry,
Can't even. No.
Just stop me. I digress.
By the way-
all the
Great to
time.
know all of this.
I'm half
No,
French. You know,
this
this
is
what
the
we do.
coolest
Reveal all
part
this
of having
about
a
you.
guest like you and learning. So this is an important part of the show.
Cool.
So I appreciate it. Randy knows I yell at people to stop when it's time to stop.
Good.
That's something I wanted to hear.
That's good.
So I thank you for that. So I'm going to ask you a 30-second answer. So this acting thing. I'm timing.
Oh, yeah.
you. 30 seconds. So you are an amazing singer-songwriter. Like I said, boyishly charming and ruggedly handsome. And you also do acting. So what do you, 2 different worlds. Do you ever wish you could be an actor and only that? Do you like?
I mean, the pay is great. You know,
Do you love it?
The perks are wonderful.
Fun to be on set?
No.
No. Boring?
It's very
Genius.
like, you know, they used
Hurry
to
up
say.
and wait, for sure.
I get it, the
it's
trailer
worse.
waiting.
It's worse. You know, there's a lot of talk about a 12-hour day with you know, but and then this big moment. I'll never forget my first, like, you know, I've played in front of thousands of people by myself. I had them clap them in their hands and had them in the palm of mine, and it was like amazing. And this acting thing, I always wanted to do it, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I can do that. And then there was my first scene ever in a movie was with Melanie Laurent, who's the blonde girl in Inglourious Bastards, the French girl. So really A-list French actress, like no joke. And our first scene is this thing, and I walk in, and it's shot in a castle outside of Paris. I mean, and so I walk into this thing, I'll come out of my trailer, they're ready for you, and I walk in, and there's like 80 guys and girls like prepping. There's lights, there's
lights,
computers,
mics,
there's a pod over here, a thing over there, like wires and lights, and all of a sudden they're like, "Okay, quiet on the set." This is all in French, but I'm just gonna do it in English. "Quiet on the set," and then you hear "quiet on the set." And then outside, "quiet on the set." Yeah. And then literally the birds stopped chirping.
So
it was
weird.
like, and then like the focus is on you, and you get this giant camera staring at you with Melanie Laurent staring at you like, this guy better not screw up his lines. I have 5 minutes to do this scene perfectly,
intense.
and you don't. You know, it's like,
right.
And he just yells, "Okay, action!" And there's this moment where it's like, okay, what action really translates to is, okay, and be great.
Yeah. Don't screw up.
On
Don't screw
And
up.
don't mess this
On
up.
command.
And this is a $150,000 day. Be great right now.
Yeah.
And I literally froze. I was like, what are my lines? Person. And it was an intense experience.
Intimidating.
But it was. I tell you, the one thing that I can relate music to film is that when you finish a good take. Like finally, I got over this fear, and it's like, you know, but when you get that moment, it's like when you have a take of a song and you're in the studio, when you end, you relate, and you just kind of, you don't really know what just happened,
Right. But you
and
know
it's
what
like,
happened.
and then it's like, all right, and it's like, wow, that kind of that was good, yeah, all right, should we do another one? No, let's listen, or whatever comes out, and the guy yells, okay, cut, print,
Right.
and it's that same feeling of like, that was natural and cool, and I don't remember, but I kind of do. And then you kind of go back and watch it, and it's like, wow. And there was always a feeling of that felt normal, that felt clean, it felt proper. I didn't overdo it, I didn't overthink it.
It's a great parallel.
And
That's awesome,
it was
man.
really, it was like, I can't tell you how close it feels
So you-
and I knew each scene that I had, except for a couple of scenes where they were like kicking ass and I was just sucking, and like that was terrible. And like there was this guy was like so good at his part, and I was just, I can't keep up with this guy. And then the mind goes, and it's like I gotta follow. And
Second
then,
guess.
Yeah.
You know what
And,
I find interesting is when you have a movie star, how weird. So like athletes get to play in front of arenas. Musicians get to play in front of fans and audiences. Movie stars are on these super weird sets. And I always notice when a movie star goes and does like the Tonight Show or does a red carpet thing and they're hearing those applause. It's, I guess, the equivalent is doing theater for them.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of them do theater, because you never get that arm chilling, hair raising.
well, there's nobody to
full
yell
reaction.
cut. There's nobody to yell cut.
Yeah.
Nobody
There's
claps.
no
But you don't get
reset.
that. But you
There's
don't
no,
get that
you know,
energy. There's an energy we get, athletes get, which is like you can't explain.
It's on. It's right now in the moment.
mind-blowing
But it's what
energy.
I tell you. The difference, though, it's like that energy is there. It's just so subtle. It's like there's this movie with if I can. God, I don't know. It's Kevin
Danny
Costner.
DeVito.
No, Kevin Costner.
Danny
Baseball
DeVito.
movie.
Big league.
No. And he's got the girl, and he's pitching this perfect game,
Right.
and he's got this girl that he met, and the story is parallel, but the
Bull
whole
Durham.
game. No, it's not that one. But anyway, whoever knows what it is, maybe
Right.
you can find out and edit it into the
Yeah,
show.
YouTube us.
But there's this part where he's trying to concentrate, and he does this thing, and he says, "Enter the mechanism." And then at that point, like with the camera, the whole stadium goes blurry.
Right, cool.
And all he can see is the pitcher, and is the batter and the catcher. And like that's
zone.
what you have to do in movies, because you have like 50 guys. Like we did a love scene.
Yeah.
So the worst experience, by the way. Like make out like half, like not making love, but like there's a guy and 5 other people in the room, and the director's going like, all right, now go up. Okay, now touch her breast. Okay, kiss her more on the neck. Okay, now go back down. All right, kiss it.
So
And it
crazy.
is just like, and I'm like, I'm just praying the whole time when I'm going in there that I don't get a chubby because she's hot, and like the whole thing. Like I'm serious. This is
That's a whole other
and then I was
episode.
like, there was no way in hell. It was the most awkward
Yeah.
thing I've ever done in my life. And I'm,
Can't
these actors
imagine.
who do this and get away with it, like I don't know.
imagine.
Those people are drowning out a big set of people. Well, in love scenes, there's usually less, but that whole thing, but there's an energy that happens, and it's
On
real.
set.
It's tangible, and there's a flow. And it's very similar to riffing. You know, you play off each other. It's really cool.
So
I dig it, man.
that's
Amazing.
really cool.
It's amazing.
And what's really cool about what you said is it's literally one of the lessons we go over, because sometimes we talk to the kids out here in TV land on the, I think it's called the interweb, and we talk about the horsey blinders every episode, which is what's it called?
Enter the mechanism, or
right?
yeah.
Enter the mechanism is literally keeping your horsey blinders on. I always talk about if the kids
I love the way you say horsey.
American Idol. Like you have 50 people with nervous energy in this little weird producer's room, but you have to kind of find your zone.
Yeah.
You have to keep your horsey blinders on. It's your world. Like it's literally up to you to perform, you to be prepared. If you're not, you're screwed. And as long as you have your act together, don't worry about the other energy. When the camera in the stadium progresses down into a funnel of the catcher and the pitcher.
Yeah.
Horsey blinders meets
The
mechanism.
Yeah, the mechanism, and meets Kevin Costner.
Now listen, we have a lot to still cover. So here's what we're gonna do.
That was not 30 seconds.
I'm gonna. That's fine. I've asked a big favor of you, because you are first of all a world class performer. You are my new best friend. Although Randy's like, I'm his best friend. And I'm gonna ask you to play for us.
You're my best good friend.
Oh, I don't know if that's good. Though. Is that a good thing? So
But you ever heard of a compy salt?
before we play the show out,
It's an insult and a compliment at the same time.
I thought that was something that I use a salve called Complete Salt. That's for my. Okay, it's not swelling, it's itching. So I don't know what's wrong with this show. It's terrible today. So do you have anything you want to plug before we go into a little musical performance? Like you're doing a new record?
I'm working on a new
Tell me
record
about
that's
it.
coming. It's coming, but I have this crazy idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to do this. I've discovered this band. I know some people might have heard this band,
You
but
told me about them.
yeah, Death.
It's called Death?
Crazy.
It's a band. There's a band from the '70s that was, and they came up in the
Punk.
punk band. Black guys, 3 black brothers from Detroit.
Yeah.
And they have this record that they put out that in 2003 or something like that, but it was recorded in like 72 or something. And there's argument that says that maybe they kind of preceded punk. Right. Like, because it was about the same time. Because so these guys are like super punk, but they also have this poppy side, and the guy could sing.
Yeah, it was melodic. You turned me on to them. Yeah.
And I just, this record is just cool. But there's a couple songs on there. So I'm kind of, the election's coming. Yeah. Okay. We gotta say something. We gotta say something. And I'm as pissed off as all the rest. Yeah. I'm I'm fed up, and we got it. So I have this song called Revolution, Feels Like a Revolution. Sure. And on this Death record, there is these two other songs called Politicians in My Eyes and Where Do We Go From Here? And two really, the lyrics, these guys could write. I mean, It was like the words are amazing, but it's super punk. And really what I secretly want to do is do a show. I want to put together a band, 4-piece band, throw a little harmonies in there, but whatever, not overdo it. But sure. And I want to find like the Troubadour or I don't know, the Satellite or some punky club. Yeah. And I want to just do Chris Stills Brings You Down.
I like that.
But with a mobile recording rig.
With whatever, all that stuff. Yeah. And make a little performance like that. And I think it would be great because I don't think a lot of people know that record, and it's just musically for me it touches all the things that I love the most. Sure. It's guys who play, it's riffy, it's proggy, it's like, but it's punky, but it has these pop choruses in there.
You think the whole album is going to be this, or do you think it's just going to be a few tracks? And are you going for
me, and this little, I want to do this little EP that's basically my little revolution thing, and maybe do one other cover. But,
like noise, just make noise.
Yeah, and
make
just
it
like
big.
just say something. So
I love that.
And so that's on the.
Gonna go out look for some producers. You have somebody in mind. You're gonna like maybe go.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll
there's a few. I'm like testing the waters and calling people, and they're not calling me back.
No, I don't call
them. No, I'm just kidding.
That's exciting. Randy and I are going to do a track together. We're going to come produce a track.
I love it. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I'll see you in the morning. We're going to do the morning
tomorrow.
So, what are you going to play for us? I'm very excited about it. Do you have any social media we should be following?
Yes, that's very good. Very good.
What do we got?
You are better than I at this.
No, what do you got?
I have Instagram.
That's
Come follow
Instagram.
me. Come follow me on Instagram at Chris Stills Music.
Beautiful.
I got a Facebook page that's Chris Stills Music.
So let me get this straight.
Wait, hold on, one more, and then I got.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Twitter.
Chris Stills Music.
No. Actually, Twitter, Chris Stills.
That's so weird.
I know,
I'll never remember.
Who are you?
Yeah, I know.
Who are
it's
you?
so weird. And then there's a fan page, Chris Stills Music, and then what else is there? The website, www.chrisstills.com.
Oh, just Chris Stills.
I got you.
Just Chris Stills?
And so just Chris Stills.
Oh my God. I'm
gonna
have to have a sheet.
and on there is a part where you can buy merch. You can buy the records there. Woo. You got free shipping.
Awesome.
Free shipping, people.
This is great.
So you
Love
point
that.
and click, and then it shows up at your place, and boom, there you are.
At your door.
But otherwise, we got T-shirts. Yeah. We got mugs.
Whoa.
And the other thing that I'm so proud of.
What?
Shower curtains.
Oh, nice.
All right.
We got shower curtains.
Is it
people.
with you on it or design?
Yes, it's a big.
No
it's
way.
my face,
No
really
way.
big, and I'm staring at you naked
at me
into
in
the
the
shower.
Is that true?
No, it's not
it's not
true.
true. I didn't think so.
No, it's just my name, but it's cool, and
I still like it.
I just love that when I say that it shows.
I know.
And people they're like, and I'm not kidding because it's true. We do. We sell shower.
I thought
curtains.
I thought I was going to get one if it was your face. And
No, I think we'll do it next year. It'll be for Christmas.
We'll do a design for
Thanksgiving.
So let's do if you would honor us with the fiddle with a little six
With a
stringer.
little six stringer.
With a little six string.
All
I'm
right.
so excited, by the way, guys, as he gets his six string together. This is my buddy Chris Stills. I want to thank Randy Cook. Randy Singer, by the way, is literally a harmonica player in Miami. I'm going to tell to watch the show because we talked about him. So, hey, Randy. But Randy, thanks for bringing us Chris. Thank you for doing the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, really Randy. Fun.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
This is a fun show.
We're going to do part two.
Let's do part two.
We're going to do part two because we didn't get to cover
Let's do part two.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we play out, just remember, keep your horsey blinders on, look straight ahead, don't listen to the noise. This is your world. That's showbiz. We're in Hollywood. I'm Adam Gaynor, and this was Creationville.
night moves into day at dawn. Moving so fast, but I'm holding on. Her hand in mine, bringing me peace of mind. Long as I keep these boots a dancing, know that I'm gonna be alright. Well, there ain't no better condition than when I lose my self-control, dancing with a hellfire baby Jane on down that high desert road. That desert road. The air is crisp, but the rising sun begins to warm us up. Head so heavy from the night so long, I need to find my woman. Oh, bring me some peace of mind. As long as I keep these boots a dancing, I know that I'm gonna be alright. Well, there ain't no better condition than when I lose my self-control, dancing with a hellfire baby Jane on down that high. Oh, that high desert road.
Unbelievable.
Amazing, Chris.
Chris, thank you so
So
much,
amazing.
man. Can't
Thanks,
even
guys.
thank you enough. See you next week, guys.
See you soon.
Awesome.
Love it.
Crystals was my guest today, and I'm so grateful, I must say. An actor, singer, yes, of course, but works with hydrogen power sources. Crystals, crystals,
Thank you so much for watching, and I hope we made you smile or inspired you to do something great. Please help us make this show a success by tagging 3 friends, like our post, sharing, and most importantly, leaving us a comment and subscribing. That means a lot. Don't forget to go to creationville.com to subscribe to our industry blog that features tips, pointers, and your chance to win a free Edgar Pingleton plush toy. Thank you so much, and see you next time.